Cleaning out your closet can help put veterans back to work. We'll tell you how.
And it's time to take a deep breath and stretch it out. We're talking about the many different kinds of yoga, so get out your mat. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to our good friend Kelly Jaco.
Hi, ladies.
Good
Hello.
to see you.
I think I get in good shape by just sitting next to her.
Oh, you do?
It sort of rubs off. That's what I'm hoping for.
We wish that, don't we?
Yes,
I
if
wish
it
that.
only were that easy.
Fitness through osmosis.
I learned something that maybe I was the last person to learn, that boxing has been passed down in your husband's family for many generations. Tell us about the honor your father-in-law received.
This weekend, my father-in-law is going to be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh.
So he's, you know, my husband and I, as well as my brother-in-law Aaron and his wife Heather, we run very successful gyms with the Jaco name, but it really goes back to Dave, and as he's the patriarch of that. He was a heavyweight. He fought Tyson in Holyfield, and
that's amazing.
knocked out Razor Ruddock. So yesterday, you guys did a story on him. So I think it's a long time coming. I think that he should have been inducted a long time ago. So we're really proud of him. Yes.
My husband was an NFL coach, and he worshipped wrestlers and boxers.
Boxers.
He boxed in college.
It's a very hard sport.
Yes.
It's a very hard sport, and it takes a toll on the body, and the training is intense. So.
And you're in great shape when you're doing it.
You're in great shape. I mean, he fought anybody and everybody. They'd call him, they'd give him a 2-week notice, and he'd be there to fight. So on all continents, and so yes.
Now, knowing what you know now, especially the toll on the body, I love asking people this, and you know where it's going. What about your children?
Yeah.
Would you?
Well, you know what's crazy is actually my daughter seems to be more inclined to go toward boxing. Yeah, she is. She just turned 4, and she's pretty amazing. So I would prefer that she not actually fight. The fitness side of boxing is so good for you. So, you know, if she can do the training and then maybe not do the actual fighting, I'd be totally fine with that.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the fitness is amazing.
The fitness is amazing. The hitting in the head.
Right. I know.
Really
I have a football player, so I
don't want to watch it. Exactly.
I get it.
Same thing.
It's hard to make those decisions about what we, watch them love and what we want them to do.
Hard.
So, all right.
Well, a lot of things we'll do, we don't want our kids to do.
Yes, exactly.
We love doing it. We just don't want our kids to do it.
Makes us a little hypocritical, but I think that's just honest.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Exactly. All right. Well, one of our good friends is back in the kitchen with us today. We welcome back Bob Overholser from Gold Rush Barbecue. What are we making today?
Well, you know, I think Betty Davis said it best when she said, "What a dump." Do you remember that?
I don't.
We were going to make a peach cobbler Dutch oven dump cake.
A dump cake. So I have to ask, what is the actual definition of a dump cake?
A dump cake is basically where you just take a combination of ingredients and lightly dump them together, and
that's how I do everything in the kitchen.
I think you are cooking at our level today, which we appreciate. And I also see a big slab of ribs there, and I look forward to talking to you about the 4th of July, because I know you have some good hints on how we can all get our own barbecues and parties going. All right, well, it is time for our first hot topic. And there are some new options to fly north from Suncoast regional airports. Allegiant is adding 4 new destinations from Punta Gorda Airport. You can now fly to 39 different cities just from Charlotte County. The passenger count at Punta Gorda rose 12% last year. It is now practically tied with SRQ for passenger volume. Do you look at these regional airport options when you're planning travel?
Oh, what a joy. What a joy they are. I always fly from SRQ. I will do anything to fly from there. Because it's just so much more convenient. It's just, I know the people there. It's just a great joy to fly from there.
And to me, that's not even a regional airport, since we are flying mostly big jets. Punta Gorda, and I don't mean this in any negative manner whatsoever, seems like another size step down. Are there as many jets there, Bobeth? I know you use that more often than I do.
I wouldn't say they only have Allegiant. That's the only airline that is there. And they don't have small. Allegiant isn't a, prop plane. So, but they only have that one Allegiant terminal. So, that's good because they have multiple flights. But, I would love for other places or companies like Delta and other things to come in. But I think it's good. If I can get a flight that is within my price range, hey, I'll fly out of there. It's 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah. Right, to get in and out.
And I think it takes the pressure off those big airports like Atlanta, if there can be regional airports so everything doesn't have to go in there. And I'm thinking about cars and getting to your plane.
It just feels less stressful, parking and moving to your terminal, and it feels far less stressful going.
The whole process is, you know, you literally walk in and you get on the plane and you don't have to worry about anything.
Now, any safety concerns about those smaller, non-big name airlines?
No, just because, well, Allegiant isn't a small airline. You know, they're big in the Midwest. Like, I was using them before they had their little terminal in Punta Gorda. It just happens that now they have a niche there because it's either too expensive to go into Fort Myers or go into Sarasota, so they found a little niche in between. But yeah, they're big in the Midwest and, you know, a lot of the West Coast cities. When I was in Montana, I used to use it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different level. I know I'm actually flying Spirit for the first time.
Oh, it's not a Spirit kind of airline.
And I've had several people laugh when they say,
I won't fly Spirit.
Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
I've never been on one.
I haven't either, but I've heard the same person is going to check my bag, check my boarding pass, and potentially fly the plane. But, you know.
Yeah, I'm not doing Spirit anymore. I would advise you not to do that.
Well, let's see. I take a family trip on it in July, and we'll see if I get back.
Oh, my.
You'll get back.
We'll run up to Michigan and pick you up.
No, she'll get back. Now, you may have an additional bill that is the cost of your ticket.
Oh, well, I noticed that when you book it, the add-ons.
Everything is an add-on. Just water is probably going to cost you.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll be thirsty. I can do that. Orlando International Airport has a new rule. It is illegal to have any type of marijuana there, even medical marijuana. So the airport just drafted a new policy saying that allowing marijuana of any sort puts them at risk to keep receiving federal funding. So this brings to light a big discrepancy across the country in airport marijuana laws. For instance, pot is not allowed at the Denver airport. Yet it is legal in Colorado. Pot is allowed at Seattle's airport. Orlando says they will not actively search for medical marijuana, but using and possessing will be against the rules. What a mess.
I thought this was already self-explanatory. Why would you want to travel with marijuana?
Well,
it's illegal.
Think about medical marijuana.
It doesn't matter. It's illegal. Then you're going to have to go through the hassle of proving that it's medical.
True.
Just err on the safe side.
I think we're just in the middle of this giant mix-up, and until we are we just legalize it and deal with, and all airports, like having a knife is legal. You can't go into the airport.
You can't take a knife.
No, I'm saying having a knife is illegal.
You could have one right now and it would be illegal.
But you can't go into the airport and take a knife. So we just need a consensus across the board so that people aren't confused, so that this back and forth is ridiculous.
Makeup. I've had them take my makeup because
they took my tweezers.
Yeah. You could have poked my eye with those things.
My eyebrows?
But we're talking even checked in your luggage. It is illegal to have in the airport because it is a federal offense to have marijuana. However, some states are allowing it.
Well, that's not true.
So federal is over the state.
But in some federal cases, it isn't, because then you can say in D.C. it's legal. Well, in some cities it's legal, and then they're saying some federal rules it's not.
It is very confusing, and I think the reason that I wish that we could just have a consensus one way or the other is because what about the people who are now counting on this medically?
Right.
You know, they can't bring it with them. You can't take a vacation, and if you're pain managing,
you drive.
You mail it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's my thing. I wouldn't, even if that was something that I needed medically, I wouldn't put myself at risk, because you just don't know what's going to happen in an airport, and that's with anything. Right. So, you know, when you're packing, you make sure you're below the 4 ounces that you're required to make sure you're doing all the
and make sure you've got your prescriptions.
Yeah, because you never know. You'll end up in a little back room speaking to someone that looks like Men in Black. You just never know.
No, absolutely, and that's definitely the takeaway from the story is Orlando's put it in writing, but you're not going to know airport to airport the way it's going to be handled. Many of us use Uber because the pricing is so straightforward and there's no tipping. Well, now the ride-share service is changing that. The new Uber app will have a tipping option in 3 cities. It pops up when you're asked to rate your driver after the trip. Now, this comes after Uber has stood strong after the drivers were clamoring for tips for the company. But now the embattled company has said it's working to repair its relationship with drivers. Do you think this makes tipping an option or an expectation?
Well, I think it is an expectation, and I think you should
Uber
tip
drivers?
Yeah, and I think you should tip your driver. I mean, we use Uber a lot. We usually tip in cash because there isn't the option to tip through the debit card that's connected to your
account. But isn't the point not having to use cash? Isn't that why we like Uber?
Right, exactly. So that's the point. So I like the fact that Uber is making it an option to just do it through your phone.
I just say Uber pay drivers more.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but do you tip
No,
Uber? I don't either.
I completely go the other way.
Me too.
They started off, when they started the app at the beginning, there was a tipping option. Then they took it away. Now they're bringing it back. I'm not going to tip my driver. I feel bad to say this, but I'm not going to.
Tipping frustrates me in general in situations like this.
I don't get tipped to do my job if I do a good job.
Yeah. I know. I actually do happen to agree with that. Like, let's make the fare a little bit more because I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to know your expectation. I don't want to think about your expectation.
And then I don't want to feel bad.
I don't want to feel bad, and I don't want to think the math.
Well, it actually will maybe make both sides happy with the expectation to do it through your phone because now you're out of the car. Like, it's not awkward. When you get out of the car and you don't give them cash, it's sometimes that's a little awkward. Maybe they expected it, but you're just like, peace out. Like I'm
See,
good.
I wasn't awkward because I didn't think it was expected. But in a cab, it's awkward.
Right, in a cab, it's awkward. So I think that's why I feel a little awkward if I don't throw them a few bucks. But now that it's on the phone,
not a restaurant.
No, I understand that. But now that it's on the phone,
I don't tip you to do your job. Oh, you just got tipped to do your job. I'm not sure what that tip was for. We're throwing singles around on TV. Now I'm scared. Well, here's a great tip. Amazon continues to expand its internet shopping dominance. It is adding Prime Wardrobe for Amazon Prime customers. Okay, I'm officially hooked. You can have clothes shipped to you without purchasing them. Try them on, buy what you want, and ship the rest back for free within 7 days. This is very similar to some of the clothing subscription box services, but you get to pick what comes to you, and there's no subscription. Even better, the more you buy, the more you save. This is why retail's in trouble.
I'm broke from Amazon.
I know.
Like I can't. He's killing me. and he's brilliant. Jeff Bezos is. Amazon is brilliant.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. That is smart.
Because I have to try things on. I'll take maybe 10 things into the dressing room and pick one.
Yeah.
And that would be great if they can come to me.
Yeah. And here's why I love it.
The deterrent from me doing it now, because when you get it, if it doesn't fit, you have to pay to ship it back.
Right.
Now, if they're going to say you don't have to do that, I'll order anything.
Well, and my daughter has a huge internet shopping habit, and I do too, but my big rule is it has to be free to return or I have to be able to return it to the mall. I'm not paying to ship it back. But my credit card is a disaster, because let's say I got 200 coming in, I'm only going to keep 50 bucks worth, but then I got to get the 150 back on. Now none of it's going on your credit card to get it to your house.
The minute I'm at my desk, I'm online.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have bragged about holding off from paying for Prime, but I will tell you, this is what's now going to sucker me in.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Yeah,
we like it.
It's worth it.
So when they raise the price for Prime and I complain, it will be because of this. Well, deodorant could be the most important product for all of us this time of year. Well, now you have some new scent options. Taken straight from the brunch buffet and the liquor cabinet, Native Cosmetics just released a box for us ladies with rosé, mimosa, and sangria scented deodorant. Perhaps a good way to indulge?
Wait a minute.
No.
When you say, "Ooh, she smells like wine," that's usually not a good thing at work.
That usually isn't.
People are going to think we were hitting the bottle?
Yeah. I think that'll get you in trouble in many places.
That's hysterical.
Don't take her seriously. She smells like rosé.
You know what? As long as you're using something, I don't care what you smell like.
Well, and if it's food, items, I think then you're going to be hungry all day.
Right.
And then if it's wine, you're going to
want to drink all day.
Or everybody will think you have been drinking all day.
You're like, that's a wino right there.
I'm now craving sangria. All right. Let's check out our happy hour forecast, appropriately enough. And when we come back, we're going to talk to a Sarasota author about her latest romance.
That's good. The medium is good. That's good there. Oh, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. We're looking at Cindy making landfall earlier today, moving off to the north, and it looks like still some rain there. Showers moving through Alabama and into Georgia right now. Not much going on here. Here's the latest. Top winds are at 35 miles an hour, moving to the north at 13, and the pressure 997 millibars. It's continuing to move off in the northeasterly direction as a result of picking up by a cold front, really. For us, not much rainfall here, but still some showers moving through Louisiana, a few inland showers taking place. Not much going on again into Braden. We are looking at those rain showers earlier yesterday. Right now we have sunshine, 80 degrees, the heat index at 99, so it's very warm out there and muggy. Humidity at 67%. We have a west wind, a southwest wind at 13, and the pressure 30.02 inches, and that's on the rise. One more of the forecast coming at 5. See you then.
If you're looking for a new summer beach read, we have one that you're going to love. And it's written by a best-selling Sarasota author, Lisa Daly. And Lisa, you're an expert in love and relationships. We know you're on TV shows, radio shows, talking about this. So tell us about yourself. How did you get to be an expert in love?
I feel like she needs to be my best friend.
I'm happy to be your best friend. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I always had pretty good dating advice. My mom, my grandmothers, all my aunties, they gave me some really wonderful advice. And I actually generally had fairly good luck. But I had this friend named Tina who was the worst dater on the planet. She was like the person who would do like the drunk dial. She'd practically stalk the guy. She was planning the wedding 10 minutes after she met somebody. And so I really wrote my first book, Stop Getting Down, sort of for all the Tinas in the world. And the book really took off. And it became a bestseller. And suddenly I was writing articles about dating. And you know, I've been doing the daytime show for about 11, 12 years now. And so over the years, I have just researched so many studies and read a million other books and talked to all these other experts. And so, yeah, so some of it is certainly personal, and it definitely started out that way.
Thank you, Tina.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yes, I just wanted to know if these were your personal experiences that you're putting in there.
A lot of them are. I mean, like I said, I had generally been, you know, fairly successful. Although I will say I went through a divorce about 4.5 years ago. And it was, you know, so here I'm doing a lot of the things that I've been talking about on the air for a long time, and you know, dating and all that. And so I will say that I've met someone lovely, and we're in love.
Oh, wow. So it's working. Now, this is your latest.
It is.
Single-Minded. It's just coming out. Tell us about that one.
I'm so excited about this book. It's a novel. If you love Sophie Kinsella or Janet Ivanovich, you know, that sort of funny beach read that's going to make you laugh out loud, even if you're trying to behave yourself, you know, on the train or at the airport. It's a Sarasota story about a woman who finds out that her husband, who's her childhood sweetheart, is actually gay, and she's never been on a date. They met in kindergarten. They, you know, fell in love. They got married, and then, you know, right as she's about to hit 30 and have babies and all that stuff, he's like, "Sorry, I'm gay." And this has actually happened to a lot of women. I've gotten tons of letters over the years, and I actually know several people that this has happened to, and so. While there's a lot of heartbreak in that, there are also some really, really funny moments about kind of starting from scratch at, you know, at 30 years old. And a lot of this book is her, you know, sort of search for love and you know, wanting to find that relationship where she can get married and have a baby, and how bizarre and insane dating can be. And it really is.
I even know that at my age. Yeah. Well, will we recognize any of the characters or any of the places? Because you wrote it on Siesta Key, right?
I did write. This is the best part of being a writer, is that I actually get to go down to Siesta Key every day with my little iPad and my keyboard and write every day, which is fantastic. You will definitely recognize people and places. I brought ceviche, which has been closed for a while, one of my favorite restaurants. It's back. It's back. Yeah, it lives forever in the book. Ladies' Man, Man's Man, Man About Town, Cliff Rolls plays a nice part.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
One of the characters in the book is a pot-smoking 80-year-old former circus performer, and she's a big fan of drag queen bingo, so Beneva Fruitville.
Oh, Beneva's one of our people. That's so funny. Oh, I can't wait to read this.
Thank you.
It just makes it so much fun when you recognize the people in it. But where do you get your ideas? Sitting down on Siesta?
Sitting down on Siesta is a really good place to get ideas. You know, I think with most authors, we always think, in particular with novels, you always think, like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yes.
When I wrote my my very first novels, 15 Minutes of Shame, it was about the idea of, like, what if you build your whole life or your whole career on another person. So the book is about this dating expert who finds out on national television that her husband is cheating on her. And so, like, if you've built your entire career, like me, being a dating expert, and then something goes horribly wrong, you don't just lose your relationship, but you lose your career as well. And that idea of, you know, nobody builds their life in sort of a silo. So we all depend on and have these other people in our lives. And sometimes they do not go along with our plans.
You just made me think of something. So you're on TV. Is there certain things you can or cannot say? Because, you know, you're talking about dating.
Right.
Any names? Any names?
Oh, I definitely don't. You know, I get a lot of letters. I generally will not, you know, unless it's a public story, I generally won't refer to the people who write into me. And we tend to talk about, you know, sort of general issues. And there are some cool things that I've learned over the last 15 years talking about dating. Like if you're asking someone for a date and you touch them on their lower arm, you have a much better chance that they'll give you their telephone number or agree to a date. Just that. Now, if you touch them up here, there's a less of a chance. So
really?
Yeah. Now, this is like too personal, but this is like a casual connection.
Very interesting.
Now
okay, you have to read the book to learn more. She is going to have a launch party on June 24th at Bookstore 1. So you've got to get down there and meet her and read this book. I can't wait to see what's in it. Next, we're going to tell you about yoga styles you didn't even know about.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Player Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
So yesterday, Wednesday, was International Yoga Day, but we decided to wait and celebrate when our yoga expert, Kelly Jaco, was with us. And in honor of Yoga Day, we thought we'd talk about some of these different trends that are going on in yoga, because yoga has become not just yoga, but yoga with something on the side.
Right.
For example, dog yoga. Now you think dog, I think downward dog, so having dogs with you makes sense?
Right.
No, this is an actual dog that hangs out with you in yoga. So they can be used as props, they can be used maybe as mental stimulation, you can curl your dog apparently, you know. Really, Kelly, should we use a dog?
Well, okay, so when I am teaching in my yoga studio, actually my rescue Apollo comes in and he lies on my mat, but he just lies there. I don't use him as a prop. He's not, I think I'm not so against dog yoga.
I can see zen with this.
I feel like that's more zen for the dog, though.
Well, I think that yoga is very beneficial can be very beneficial and relaxing also to your dog. I don't know about using your dog as like a prop. Like, what if you drop your dog? There's just a lot of distractions there, but.
Well, they were massaging the dog. I'm sure the dog liked it.
Well,
yes, it's bonding.
Then that's yoga for the dog.
For the dog.
That's different. All right, what about goats? And I ask this for Linda.
I have no goats at my house, I want you to know.
Goat yoga, right. Well, Linda's had an encounter with the goat, as you know. Goat yoga is everywhere, and I do not understand why. Why do I want to go?
Wholeheartedly think this is very silly and will never, ever do goat yoga. I think that we are totally destroying what yoga really is, and like this is a shtick. Just go play with goats and like sit down and just go play with them. But to like combine it with yoga, for most people who practice yoga, it's a very personal thing. It has nothing to do with the poses or the sweat or the workout. It has so much more to do with what's happening inside and spiritually and emotionally.
Does being mounted
maybe
being mounted by a goat helps.
No, I think it's very silly. I think it's a moneymaker.
You'd have to be very alert if you got to go there. I know from
personal experience. They eat everything.
They knock you down too.
And they eat everything.
And they poop
everywhere. They pee on your mat.
All right, moving on.
Okay, but in their defense, one made me famous, so I'll have to go.
Yes.
I was on Ellen's show last week. I do
point.
like goats, but not with my yoga mat.
All right, what about Voga? You know, it's very in vogue. We stripe a pose. So it's Madonna's Vogue dance combined with yoga. This is all over the UK. It's coming to the United States this spring, apparently.
Okay.
And it's Voga. It's going to spice up yoga, in their opinion. But isn't the point of yoga not being spicy?
Yeah, I think that's the opposite.
No, you'll do it one time and then you won't do it again. It's just a passing trend.
I don't get it.
It's very silly.
What about going to yoga by helicopter? That's called heli yoga.
So I actually really quite like this. This has nothing to do with like adding animals to your yoga practice, but you're able to be transported somewhere really beautiful that may then enhance your yoga. So if you want to pay money to take a helicopter up to a cliff and do yoga there, that's amazing.
I'm in.
I'm into
it.
Yeah.
Well, you do it on the beach, Callie.
Yes, exactly.
You do it at Katazan, and you do it.
You can do it in your home. You can do it outside. Do yoga wherever is stimulating for you. So I think heli yoga is very nice. I would like to do yoga.
But okay, I've got a real question.
Sure.
A real question. No goats involved.
Right.
What about people like me at my age with knee problems and hip problems? Is there yoga for me?
Yeah, there's yoga where you can utilize chairs, where you are only lying down and it's all restorative.
And you're going to get to see this, Linda, because actually next we are going to get out our mats and do real yoga with Kelly and Linda. There's ways where you will be able to do it too, and you don't have to lay on your mat.
You guys will all have to gather together to help me off the floor. But we'll try this.
And there's no goats.
All right, we're going to go get out our mats, and there's no goats. We promise. Stay with us.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Belt Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Nah in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in the kitchen with Chef Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue. And Bob, we're ready to get ready for the 4th of July. Explain to me all these different rib selections when I go to the grocery store.
Absolutely. Well, there's two basic ribs that we use at Gold Rush, and all the time people are asking, what is the difference between baby back and spare ribs? And the spare rib, which is this large one, comes from the belly of the pig, so it's a heavier bone and thicker meat, and the baby obviously comes from the back of the pig, so it's leaner and a smaller bone. When you're shopping for ribs, as we do at Gold Rush, we always buy the skin off, because a lot of times you'll buy them and skin will be on there, and it can make the ribs a little tough. So if you're not going to pull it off, you can ask for them to be skinless. On the spare ribs, they usually do have a little bit of skin, so you'll just have to deal with that. Okay. But basically, when you're cooking them, when you want to make sure they're done, look at the end, and when that bone marrow is bubbling, they're hot and ready.
All right, good advice. Yeah. We're ready. We'll join you for Dump Cake coming up. But first, Linda, we got to work out.
Oh, yes, we do. Our guest host, Kelly Jaco, owns Soul Yoga Sanctuary in Sarasota, and today she brought us some mats, and she's going to help us find inner peace. Thank you, Kelly. That's a good thing to do. What are the major benefits from yoga?
There's so many benefits, not only physical, but also mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So I think initially a lot of people now are attracted to yoga because they may have an injury, either back problems or hip problems, or they're not very flexible. And then as people progress in their practice, you find over years of doing yoga that it's so much more than that. I started doing yoga as an athlete to just keep myself from getting injured, and then it became more than that. It became less about the actual physical practice of yoga and more about the emotional effect that yes.
Yeah. But is it good for fitness?
It is good for fitness. There's different kinds of yoga. There's restorative yoga that's very relaxing. You're going to burn less calories and sweat less. There's a power yoga, which is what we teach at Soul, and it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more calories are going to be burned. You work up a sweat. So yes, there is
I'm confused about, you're just stretching though. How does stretching
Show us how to stretch while you tell us that answer.
Okay, so yesterday was International Yoga Day, and a lot of yoga people on the summer solstice do 108 sun salutations. And a sun salutation is something that you can do at home. I always start my classes with sun salutations. It really warms you up. So I'm going to first go over the sun salutation, and then we're going to do one together. And also, I'm going to show you how you can do it if you have some injuries and you can't get all the way down to the floor. So what's really important about your sun salutation is your breath. When you open up the body, you're going to take a nice deep inhale, and then when you close the body, you're going to take a nice deep exhale. All right, we're going to take a step back into a plank position. We exhale as we lower down to our belly, and then we inhale into a cobra or an upward dog. Exhale, and then we inhale up into our plank and back into our downward facing dog, which feels really good on the back and on the hamstrings. We're going to take ourselves back forward and all the way back up.
I got the last two steps.
I got the first one.
It's really simple, and once you do like one or two of them, then you'll be able to do it on your own. So you guys are going to come to the front of your mat, and you're also going to come to the front of your mat. We're going to inhale, take those arms up overhead, nice deep inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, take the hands all the way down to the floor. Good. Step back into a push-up position. Linda, you're going to take your hands here. Good. And then lower down to the belly. Bo Beth, we have an elbow injury here, so you're not going to lower. You're just going to lift into downward facing dog. So, Bo Beth, press up into your plank, and then lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good. So and you are going to straighten out your elbows and really lengthen the spine. So you're getting the same benefit in the spine that these ladies are getting. What you want is to relax your head down. You don't want to feel any pressure on the heels of your hands. You're just getting nice length here. Depending on your hamstring flexibility, you can bend your knees a little bit. So we're going to take that right leg and your left leg and step it all the way through. Step forward, reach all the way up, and you're going to reach up also. Inhale, and then hands to the heart center, and that's 1.
Okay, I see where you can get.
So we're going to do it again. Yeah. So we're going to do it again. Let's do it again.
100
Inhale.
of those.
Yeah, 108. We have 107 to go. Exhale all the way down. Step back into your plank position. Lower down to your belly. Inhale, lift through the chest. And exhale, press up plank. Inhale. Good. And then we all lengthen through that spine and downward facing dog. So whatever leg you stepped forward with before, usually it's your right foot, you're going to step the opposite. Left leg forward, and then the right. Rise all the way up. Very nice. And hands back to the heart center. That's 2. We have 106 more.
Oh, 106 more.
So, and the symbolism behind the number 108, because it's a pretty random number to most people. It's symbolic in yoga, also in Hinduism. There's 108 beads on that mala. If you see a mala. And when you practice yoga, a lot of times you have a mantra that you say, and if you say it 108 times, it helps you count, kind of like a rosary. There's also natural significance with 108. There's 108 spiritual points on the body, sacred points on the body that we work when we are doing yoga. There's 108 million miles from the sun and moon to the earth. Something.
There's a lot of numbers.
So there's a lot of
there.
Yeah, there's a lot of significant symbolic value to the number 108. That's why we picked that
interesting.
Number. Yes.
Well, we did down.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay.
You ready?
It's going to take us a while.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Take it up.
for more
Inhale.
information on Kelly's yoga classes, you can go to SarasotaPowerYoga.com. I want to know more about this because it's really working on her, I can tell that. And we'll be right back and tell you how you can clean out your closet for a worthy cause.
And welcome.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Concerns surrounding a Suncoast beach, why some new signs are being put up along Lido Beach. Plus, an art exhibit that unites 3 cities. When and where you can check out the Skyway Contemporary Collection. Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Nice day today. Finally sunshine and a lot of it. Not many storms around. Temperatures heating up to low 90s with heat indices up near 100. Different story over Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. Lots of clouds and showers still around as Cindy has made landfall. It is weakening. It is now a tropical depression. Things are improving, though, over the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of rain still occurring, though, with the center of the system over northeastern portions of Texas. We'll have more on our weather. Take a look at the tropics, see what's going on down there. Coming up today at 5. See you then.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. It's going to get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a barred IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the barred recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the barred IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
And welcome back. Most of us have clothes in our closets that we just don't wear anymore. But our forgotten clothing can mean the start of a whole new life for veterans that are looking for jobs. Veronica Brandon Miller from Goodwill, Manasota is here with good news from Goodwill about their Suits for Vets program. All right, Veronica, I see that you brought ice cream because you're trying to sabotage my closet.
Absolutely, because you're going to gain weight and then you're going to donate all your wonderful clothes.
I know what's going to happen. I know what you're trying to do.
And Goodwill, with partners 92.1 CTQ and Culver's on University, a little shout out for those wonderful folks. We are providing a program called Suits for Vets. Now, anytime anybody looking for a job, a veteran or their family members, can come into the Goodwill Veterans Services Office. We help them with resume writing, job skill training, even mental health counseling for those who need extra help. But we also walk you right into the Goodwill store and help you select an outfit for your interview. So we're kind of low on suits, so we're doing this big campaign starting the 27th of June to July 4th. So why not end it on great Independence Day?
Well, does it have to be suits, or are there professional items and dresses okay?
Exactly. We're in Florida.
Okay.
You know. So anything that would be a professional type that they could go on an interview and nail it.
Okay.
And men and women?
Absolutely. And thank you, because Stephanie donated these gorgeous suits for the ladies, women veterans, and again, spouses. We're helping veterans and their spouses.
Okay, good. No.
All right, well, you brought a friend with you, Marine Corps veteran, Corporal Stephen Stouffer, and he's a very nice suit that he's wearing. Can we bring him out and see his suit?
Come on, the nice Marine.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
very stylish. Semper Fi.
Nice.
That's a gorgeous suit.
Yes, it is.
And it's adorned with his pin. I see that.
I know. You're looking very stylish. Very GQ.
Yes, absolutely. Stephen, sit down with me, if you will, Corporal.
Thank you very much.
Let's
And is this one of the suits that were donated?
Yes, it was donated, and actually Stephen went through our program and is a success story.
All right, Stephen, tell us about it. Like, how do you feel about the program and about your suit?
Goodwill of Manasota has been so instrumental in my life, and by giving me a sense of purpose, helping with my confidence when you get back. Sometimes vets, when they need help getting back and need help getting back into the workforce, Goodwill has been so wonderful with programs that they survive, with counseling, with job readiness. They've just been they've been big part of my life.
Even on the most basic level, too. I mean, in the military, as a corporal, you weren't wearing a business suit. So it isn't something that you even had. Right.
No, ma'am, and this gives me a sense of being back in uniform, let's say.
Oh, I like that. That makes sense.
It kind of makes you feel, gives you that, as they say in the Marine Corps, esprit de corps. You feel one.
Well, you look it as well.
Yeah, you look it. And perfect, because there's a pretty big party planned to kick off this event.
Yes. So actually, June 27th is PTSD Awareness Day. So that's why our friends from Culver's and 92.1 CTQ and Goodwill got together and said, let's kick it off. So from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Goodwill Corporate Campus on State Road 70 and 301, we will be doing a live remote with CTQ, Lulu and Maverick, Lulu, who's always on. And also, you come during that time, you're going to get some free ice cream from Culver's. And when you donate your suit, you're going to get a certificate to go right into the store. Yes, we're opening up at 6 a.m. just for these folks who are donating the stuff.
Love it.
And 50% off your entire purchases, excluding bus tickets and new goods. But
so
everything
you can
else.
stock up And
Oh,
then you
yeah.
can give them back when you're through.
I know.
And then you can eat all the ice cream so you don't know how to fit it.
Right, which we are doing very well here with. Oh my gosh.
so good.
But wait, there's more. Culver's from 4 to 8 o'clock on the 27th. You can go right to the Culver's and donate your suits there also.
And get your custards.
You get a free meal basket. A value basket, that's what they call it. And then also 20%, up to 20% of the proceeds that night comes back to the Goodwill Veteran Service.
Oh, wow, that's an amazing program.
What a good partnership.
Yeah, we love. Shout out to Laura from Culver's and University. Thank you so much, Brandon. I love you guys.
And I'm sure the vets are very happy about this program. So if you guys want to get involved into the Suits for Vets program, it runs through June 27th. It runs from June 27th through July 4th. For more information, you want to visit experiencegoodwill.org. Next, we're one step closer to the kitchen. We'll be right back.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix was first organized in 1985. What began as an annual beach picnic for local children with special needs has expanded into an 11-day festival with the races televised to more than 100 countries. The entire festival is produced by Suncoast Charities for Children. The Grand Prix not only generates revenue for charity, but also a significant economic impact. Last year's event generated an economic impact of $37 million.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve. Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
Okay, here's a fun question. Where does chocolate milk come from? What do you think?
Oh,
roundhouse.
I grew up on a farm. You
Okay.
get the milk, you pour in the chocolate.
Thank you. Well, 7% of people say it comes from brown cows.
I was kidding.
I know you were kidding, but seriously,
People actually believe this.
People actually believe that. There is a poll out that Americans believe that chocolate milk is created on brown cows. Where do you think they think skim milk comes from?
Skinny cow?
Exactly. You see where this is going. These are the kind of studies that frighten me deeply.
What is wrong with America?
Exactly. But we do know where great food comes from, and that is Gold Rush Barbecue, and we are headed to the kitchen. We're going to take dump cakes to a new level.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
From our studios on Florida Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Haley Wilgus. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Suncoast homeowners are angry. Why they're upset about what's going on in a nearby county park. Plus, taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. No major accidents delaying drivers at the moment. However, drivers heading northbound at I-75 near Fruitville Road are seeing some backups there. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. A beautiful day here on the Suncoast, but not the case into Texas and Louisiana today. Now it's spread to northeast Texas. It is now a tropical depression, no longer a tropical storm. Winds are down past 35 miles an hour. Continues to weaken now that it's over land. Boy, heavy rainfall right now taking shape into Alabama and northwestern portions of Georgia tonight. There it is, tropical depression Cindy. Top winds are at 35. Is there anything else out there in the tropics? We'll take a look at the remnants of what was Brett coming up at 5. See you then.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Manasota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Manasota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Manasota Flooring today.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, we're going to get in the dog days of summer. Hey, you don't have to leave your four-legged friends at home. We're going to celebrate Take Your Dog to Work Day, and there will be plenty of pooches. We're also going to learn about fire and light. That is a method of painting for artists who love color. Plus, a Suncoast teen show choir performance, and Geyer's Sausage Kitchen will be in our kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue. I've spent lots of all-you-can-eat baby back rib nights there. And what are we making today?
Well, we're going to have some fun today with a peach cobbler Dutch oven
dump cake.
My goodness.
And
Okay.
you know, a couple things.
good.
Right. I've brought these pots a couple times, and they're just very versatile. I really recommend getting one because they're fun to use inside, out on a grill, or camping. And today we're going to somewhat simulate that we're be cooking outside when we're camping. We're going to start off by topping it off with our last item, which will be whipped cream. So you start off with about a pint of whipped cream, which will be about half of that.
So we're making it fresh.
We're going to make it fresh. That's good.
That came from a fat cow.
Yeah. And then, you know, there's so many great extracts out there. We're going to do a peach extract to give this whipped cream a little bit of a bump.
What a great idea.
Yeah, and you can find them online or specialty stores. We're just going to put a half a teaspoon of this extract. It's very powerful. That's a peach extract. And then, you know, that hand mixer you have in your cupboard, you're going to finally take it out and get to use it.
All right.
So just kind of hold it down and get that whipped cream going.
I'm going to make a mess.
You know that? You got it, you got it.
Okay, there we go.
Just keep it right in the middle.
Right in the
and
middle.
we're gonna let you do that for a few minutes, okay? But you can smell the peach already, right? Isn't it great? Isn't it great?
I didn't know that's how you made whipped cream.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I knew
It's really the only way to do it. Start with a nice fresh whipped cream. All right, so now, again, this can be made inside, and online the recipe gives you both options. But we're going to show how you actually cook with this cast iron
look like that.
Dutch oven, excuse me. And you know, I think I've told you before, this is actually designed by Paul Revere. That's how old this design is. And I always wondered why they really call it a Dutch oven. And that's because you make it into an oven. And when you're camping outside, you would take your coals that you have ready in your chimney. These obviously aren't hot because we're inside, but I'm going to show you how to set it up. So you put them down on the ground. You can just put them right on, you know, the dirt, or you could put them on a little tin plate.
I wondered how you got that on the grill because it's got feet on it.
Right. So now you put about 6 to 8 coals, and again, they're hot, on the bottom.
Okay.
And then you'll see the Dutch oven's made with the little feet on the bottom.
Right.
And that allows you to put them right over the coals.
And it will bake the cake in there?
And it'll bake the cake. Now, in addition to the bottom, you're going to take about 12 pieces and you're going to lay it on the top of the pan.
Is this a slow cook?
And, well, it takes about an hour when you're camping.
But it takes an hour if you cook a cake in the oven.
Right.
How fun.
So and you'll see it has a little edge there, and that's to hold whatever heat source you're using, whether it's hot coals from your campfire or these, you know, charcoal that we're going to use today.
So we get the idea. So with that, do we then start dumping the stuff
That's right.
inside
Once
here?
you have your pan all set, then it's time to dump.
This
now,
is your kind of cooking.
We're going to start, you know,
sugar.
peaches are in season right now, so we're going to use canned peaches.
Good job, Bob.
Actually, I'm going to let you dump it in there.
Hey, that means we didn't have to peel them and we didn't have to pit them.
I was making a joke, but it's because, one, they come with this great syrup. That's what we're going to use in part of the cobbler. And if you want to use fresh, you can. You just got to add a simple syrup.
All right, so
peaches. Then you're going to add some pineapple. Gives a little extra sweetness. And with that, when you're dumping, you want to kind of dump and sprinkle to get it around a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to come in
Beth,
here.
you're not dumping
I'm going to come in here.
I know.
Here's a little secret, tapioca. You know, this is a great thickener. And so when you're baking, we're going to take about a half a cup and we're going to sprinkle it on top of the syrup and peaches and pineapple. And then when it's baking, that tapioca is going to burst open and thicken up all that
Do
juice
I need to mix
inside.
this?
No mixing, no mixing.
It's a dump cake.
You're camping. You didn't even bring a spoon. Okay, and then next you take a cake mix.
All right.
And this is where you sprinkle and dump. So kind of spread it out evenly a little bit. You getting it there? There you
Thanks,
go. Great
sir.
job. Beautiful.
You should have had Kelly do this.
Your whipped cream
I
coming
felt
along?
like I was making too much noise.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
All right.
Okay, there we go. All right. So finally, then we add some
sugar.
And again, dumping, but sprinkle dump. Okay, because you want to spread this out a little bit.
You're cheating. That's a spoon.
I know.
Tammy, we'll just use our hands.
You can do it with your hand.
Yeah. All right. There you go. And then on top, the can you get that out of there? The butter.
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, but you got to spread it around. Oh, Beth is the only one I know that can mess up a dump cake.
Just spread the little quarter stick of butter on top.
Well, you guys said
then
no.
you take your hot lid and you simply close it up.
All right.
And then it's going to bake for about an hour. And
But let's see the real deal.
Is it layered?
Well, you're going to see what happens. This is just, you know, this has been sitting on the campfire for about an hour.
Magic of
and
TV.
it's time to eat, and you are ready to go.
Oh, that looks absolutely amazing.
The charcoals don't go out?
No, they don't, because you know, they burn for quite a while.
All right, and we're going to top it with
our peach whipped
Kelly's whipped cream. All right, you guys do some dishing.
Try some.
I want to invite our friends from Goodwill and Culver's back to us. Do not forget, go through your closets, find those business suits, professional dresses you're not wearing anymore, and bring them to Goodwill June 27th through July 4th. It will help put a vet back to work.
There you go.
Welcome back, Corporal. It's great to have you with us. Thanks to Culver's. And we're going to top that off with some dump cake. Enjoy the rest of the day in the Suncoast View.
I'm eating this.